Hey guys, we are here in Italy and we'll be boarding the train ferry to Sicily. What is a train ferry? A train ferry is a train that literally boards the ferry and travels across the sea. This is the last remaining train ferry in the entire Europe.
This has got to be one of the most unique travel experiences in Europe, and we can't wait to share this journey with you. As you guys can see, we are all packed up and we are ready to head to the train station. But first, we have to make a very important stop, which is to head to the supermarket. And that is because we do not know if there will be food on the train or if the food will be expensive on the train.
Okay, supermarket is just right behind me. Let's go in.
The train ride is going to be 9 hours, so I think we are going to need quite a little bit of food.
Salmon? Do you want also?
Sure, salmon looks good. Are we going to stink up the train?
No, we are not.
Nice.
Perfect.
Every aisle in this supermarket smells like cheese, coffee and fresh bread. We stocked ourselves with some fruit, picked up salami, and then hunted for the best Italian crackers to go with the meat.
I'm feeling so indecisive right now. Yesterday, I saw some people eating like this round thing, and there are just so many options. I do not know which was the one that they were eating. I guess I'm just going to have to grab a random one. This, I guess, this round thing. Now we got our groceries and we are going to head to the train station.
I'm actually quite excited taking this train ride because it's not just our first time taking the train ferry, it's also our first time in Italy taking the train. So I think that's double excitement. There are only 2 fare classes and we got the second class, and our train departs at 9:50 AM. So we have about 30 minutes left before we board the train.
To head to Sicily, we are taking the Intercity 723. We are boarding the train here at Napoli Centrale, but the train actually starts all the way from Rome. Our destination in Sicily is Palermo, and this is going to be a 9-hour train ride. We have just boarded the train. We're going to make ourselves comfortable, set up our laptops to do some work, and also eat some breakfast.
We are moving! Finally.
As the train pulls out of Napoli Centrale, we settled into our seats and thought it might be a good time to show you what a second-class cabin on Trenitalia looks like. The train seats on this train are cushioned and fairly standard, but they don't recline. Fortunately, each seat comes with a power outlet, a generously sized table, and a small trash bin on the side. Most seats are arranged in sets of 4 around a shared table, and they have a reasonable amount of legroom. In another carriage, there's a spacious bike storage area and a small pantry with high stools. And right next to the pantry, vending machines. They're pretty well stocked on the day of our ride. The toilets are compact but functional. They are clean and there's plenty of toilet paper. A foot pedal controls the tap, so we didn't have to touch the tap to clean our hands, which I thought is a pretty thoughtful and hygienic feature. Now, it's time to feast on our breakfast.
I'm actually very hungry, so I'm excited to start eating. Let's take my first bite.
The tuna sandwich is just meh. Shar got the cream cheese salmon sandwich, which honestly wasn't the worst thing that we could have picked up from the supermarket, and as with most meals on our travels, we naturally ended up sharing everything. Post-breakfast, Shar made a mandatory stop to the coffee vending machine to purchase a cafe latte. It only takes a minute, but at least it is freshly brewed on a moving train.
Coffee freshly made with whole beans on a train. How cool is that? Now I'm going to get back to work. We are currently at one of the stops, and I'm going to try to head down to clean the window really quickly because even though the views are nice, the windows are really dirty.
Il treno Intercity 723 di Trenitalia, proveniente da Roma Termini e diretto a Palermo Centrale nelle ore 12:37.
Good enough? Is it good enough? Okay, mission accomplished. Now we're going to get nice shots. This train actually moves rather quickly. I read online that it actually goes up to 200 kilometers per hour. It's no high-speed train, but it is still really fast. I think we are just about like 50 meters away from the beach and the sea. And it's just like an endless number of kilometers of sea and coastline. It's just so beautiful.
After approximately 5 hours on mainland Italy, we finally arrived into one of the closest towns to the island of Sicily.
It is time. We are now at Villa San Giovanni station, where the train will be split and loaded onto the ferry.
During our travels around the world, we have taken planes, ferries, trains, buses, tuk-tuks, and more, but never a train ferry. So when we stumbled upon the chance to ride one, it was hard to say no. Fitting a full train into a ferry isn't as simple as it sounds. The train had to be divided into two. One half goes towards Palermo, which is where we are headed, while the other heads towards Syracuse. There has been talk of building a bridge over the Straits of Messina, the water body that separates the mainland Italy with Sicily. But that would mean constructing the longest suspension bridge over one of the most earthquake-prone regions in the world, not to mention the strong currents and high winds, which makes construction extremely difficult. So for now and for several times a day, workers would dismantle and reassemble these trains so that people in Sicily can stay connected with mainland Italy. Once the train is split, each half reverses slowly into the ferry. Our half was the first to enter. It is a steady, deliberate process, one that we felt really lucky to witness.
Now we're going to head up to try to get a bird's eye view of the trains in the ferry.
This is just incredible. The trains just boarded the ferry and now we are about to set off to the other side. That's Sicily right there and that's Europe right there. It took us about 20 minutes for them to enter the station and then after that get onto the train, and it's just really quick. And now like we are on the ferry. Later on in just a bit the ferry will turn around, so this will be the back of the car and the front of the car will be on the other side. This is the outdoor area, which is where we gravitated first to see the view, and there are a lot of seats around. It's also the smoking area as well. We're going inside right now and we'll see what there is inside. This area around here is called the Salon Papiro. There are pretty good chairs around here, and I think that these chairs are also much better than the ones downstairs. Right behind me, we are going to enter the cafe section, and there are also a lot of chairs as well. I think like these chairs accommodate to the number of passengers that are on board, and I think today there is less passengers than the number of chairs on board. Oh, what is that? I have no idea, but this cafe looks pretty decently stocked. This section here is called the Salon Principe. There's just a lot of chairs, nobody sitting here. We're going to final section. I think this is only the crew area, so we can't really go in. We can't really film the process of dismantling the two trains, but from what I gathered and from what I saw, it was a very complicated process. What I didn't know was that there were a lot of hydraulics that's involved, there's a lot of pressure that's involved. I thought it was just merely just snapping a button and pulling two trains apart by flipping a switch, and the two trains would miraculously and magically break apart by itself. But no, it wasn't. It was a 10-minute process, and the team that did it today did it so professionally, and I was just really impressed.
We are currently crossing the Straits of Messina. If you take a look at the map, we are actually leaving the toe of Italy's boot and moving on to the island of Sicily. We're so excited because Sicily is the largest island in the Mediterranean.
And one great thing is that we have passed the clouds and now it's no longer drizzling, so let's get out there again, shall we?
Let's go.
After a short spell of rain, we are so glad to be able to see the skies clear once again. This time with a rainbow stretched out over the Straits of Messina. But our time on the boat was short-lived. A ferry conductor soon instructed us to get off the deck and return to the train. And as the train slowly pulled out of the ferry, the wheels clanked back onto the tracks, and we couldn't help but marvel at the engineering behind it all.
Well, we just exited the ferry and we're at our next stop, Messina.
Even after crossing the straits, we still had about 3.5 hours to go. We spent the time resting, snacking, and soaking in the shifting Sicilian landscapes through our windows. It wasn't the fastest way to travel, but there was something deeply satisfying about traveling slowly. By the time we rolled into Palermo Central, it felt like we had been gently carried across time, land, and sea. And this is where we're going to spend a few days exploring the city.
We made it to Palermo. The train ferry ride was such a vibe and the views were just amazing.
We love this entire experience and we are so glad that we're able to take you guys along this ride.
We are so excited to be here in Sicily. That's it for this video. We'll catch you in the next one where we'll explore this beautiful island.
Bye-bye!